Welcome to Duty.
Hi, my name is Chris and this is Battle Nonsense. In the last episode of my design project series, we will have a look at the communication system in Battlefield 1982. If you don't know what that is, then please watch the introduction video and the previous concepts, where especially the mission log is very important to understand what I'm about to show you in this video here. If you build a game where the players are meant to take care of each other and to play together in order to achieve the goal of the game mode, then you need to provide them with ways to communicate with each other. And voice over IP is often presented as the ultimate solution to this problem. Now, I fully agree that a game like Battlefield must have a sophisticated voice over IP system, with different channels and features like proximity, and directional audio, which allows you to know if the guy talking to you is to your left, right, or in front of you or behind you. But voice over IP does not fix all of our problems, because there are many players out there who do not feel comfortable using it, and you will also face the language barrier issue unless you apply a region lock on your server. The language barrier might not be too much of an issue if you live inside the US, but in Europe you can have low-ping players from 10 different countries on the same server, and they all speak a different language. So what we need is a system that is fast, easy to use and supports multiple languages, which means that we need something like a universal translator. Luckily, Battlefield 2 already has such a system, and it's a quite good one even by today's standards. So what I will do is show you how it works in Battlefield 2, and then tell you which things I would change for Battlefield 1982 to make it even better. So here I have two of my team members. If I want to tell them something, then I press and hold the Q button, which brings up the comm rows. If I now select Need Medic, then this will trigger a voice-over message and an entry in the text feed.
I need a medic here! I need a medic here! I need a medic here!
So the comm rows provides a fast and very simple way to communicate with the other players in my team, but that's not even the best aspect of this system. Let's try this again, but this time the other two players installed their games using different languages.
I need a medic here! Ich brauche hier einen Sunny! Info to Bib!
So the system translates all messages, and this means that it eliminates the language barrier. If you feel that it breaks the immersion to have a US soldier speak German, then you can disable the translation of voiceovers in the audio menu. Then all the voiceovers of the factions will be in their native language again, while all the text messages still get translated.
Thanks. I owe you one.
To have each faction use their native language does not only make the game more believable, it also helps you to find enemy players. The design of this communication system obviously needs some polish and tweaks, but the basic functionality is still very good. And if we integrate the mission log into this design, then it will get the system to a whole new level, as it will help the player to keep track of the things that he is supposed to take care of. With that feature, the player will always know what he should focus on next, which means that the game is able to steer the player in the right direction. So that's basically how you can communicate with all of your team members. But when you have 32 players per team, then this system alone is not enough to enable players to coordinate their actions and tactics. For that we need to group those players together into smaller squads, which have squad leaders who receive orders from a commander. Which means that we need to have a chain of command. So players can either create their own squad or join an existing one. If you want to create your own, then you can either choose a default one or use a custom name, which can be useful to let other players and the commander know what your squad will focus on. The squad leader is also able to manage his squad, which means that he can invite players.
You got it. You got it. Okay. Okay.
And kick players. Here a mutiny option would be great, so that the squad members could get rid of a squad leader who does not do his job, just like players can do with the commander. As a member of a squad, you will then have access to the tactical rows, which allows you to request a few special things from your squad leader. The squad leader also has such attack rows, but his one has a few more options. In addition to the more extensive tactical rows, the squad leader also has a tactical map, which he uses to give orders. These also get translated to the language the player chose when he installed the game, just like you have seen before with the comm rows.
Move out! Attack here!
So again, the visual appearance needs some polish, but the basic functionality is still very powerful, and the integration of the mission log would get this to a whole new level. And lastly, we have the commander, who gives the orders to the squad leaders and responds to their requests.
Requesting unmanned aerial. Do you copy?
Now, to demonstrate how the chain of command works, I will show you a quick example where the commander and the squad leader have the game installed in English, and the squad member has it installed in German.
Attack this coordinate. Hit this position. Do you copy? Move out. Attack here.
Move out! Attack here!
Follow me, soldiers! Position cleared and under control. Requesting unmanned aerial. Do you copy? Demolitions needed here.
Demolitions needed here.
UAV underway to your position. Over.
Oh!
You're the finest squad I've ever set eyes on. What are your orders, sir? Attack this coordinate. No can do.
So that is what DICE actually built for Battlefield 2. Where it proved to work extremely well, as it managed to ensure that all players were always on the same page, no matter which language they installed their game in. With a bit of polish, a few tweaks and the implementation of the mission log feature, we would get a really sophisticated communication system that is not only fast and very easy to use, but also takes care of the language barrier on public servers, which is one of the key features required to enable players to take care of each other and coordinate their actions. So this was the final video in my Battlefield 1982 design concept series, at least for now. I hope that this showed you what Battlefield games once were like and what they could become again. My concepts would not turn the franchise into a military simulation like Arma, Project Reality or Squad. If DICE and EA would build a pure Battlefield game like this, then the result would be the worthy Battlefield 2 successor that many of us old and new players are waiting for. But as we are all very well aware, EA does not care about this specific audience anymore. Not because it got smaller over the last decade, I'm pretty sure that it's bigger than ever, and there are really a lot of people out there who want to play a game like Battlefield 1982, and the feedback this concept got here and on Reddit, where it has more than 1,400 points, is proof of that. But the trouble is that EA simply sells more copies of a game if they make it like Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4 or Star Wars Battlefront. Nevertheless, I felt that it was about time that I put my ideas of the worthy Battlefield 2 successor out there. Not just to show them to you guys, but to also give you something physical that you can actually point your finger at and say, look, these are the kind of things that I want in a game. That is the experience that I am looking for. This is how you get my money. So if I could provide you with that, then I've achieved the goal of this design concept. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a like, subscribe for more, and I hope to see you next time. Until then, have a nice day and take care. My name is Chris and this was Battle Nonsense.